Hello, it's that time of week again where I approach you with an I the asshole stories from across the web that often pertain to church or are relationship based. Today's is no exception. For clerical purposes, I'm choosing not to say the asshole word every time it's mentioned, but will instead say a-hole or AITA. Buckle up because we may be in for a bumpy ride. If you have your own Am I the Asshole story, particularly in the religion or faith-based situation, I'd love to hear. Feel free to email me. My email will be on the screen at the end of this video. Today we're doing a Valentine's edition because Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so here you go. Am I the asshole for not wanting my children to pass out Bible verse bracelets for Valentine's Day? My husband takes our children, ages 6 and 8, to church on Sunday mornings. I don't go, although I was raised in church and it wasn't a terrible experience. Somewhere along the way, I lost my faith. My husband became a believer after we were married, so this causes a bit of tension in our marriage. Anyway, on Sunday, the kids come home with a giant bag of rubber bracelets with the Bible verse John 3:16 stamped on it. It is attached to a little card that states what the Bible verse is, what it means, and a website for the church. They said their Sunday school teacher wants them to hand them out to their classmates at their small public school on Valentine's Day. My husband clarified that they were to hand them out only if they wanted to. Oh, hell no. I told them I wasn't sure it was appropriate and promptly put them away in a cupboard. I find it cringy, and frankly, I would be embarrassed for them as well as for myself if they took them to school. My husband is a bit miffed at me, but dropped the issue for now. So come Valentine's Day, I don't want to open the cupboard to let them take them to school. Am I the asshole? I told you it was going to be a bumpy ride. Comment number 1. As someone who goes to church and works in a church organization, NAAH, neither are the asshole, are pretty much what she's trying to say. I understand someone being passionate about God and wanting to spread His word. This, however, is not the right way to do it. I feel like this will not only cause your kids to feel weird handing them, but will also cause controversy. I don't think your husband is an asshole because he doesn't fully understand why it's a bad idea. A few years ago, I would 100% say they should hand them out, but elementary school is not the place to do it, especially a public elementary school. I've learned over the years that it's best to evangelize is to be respectful, a role model, and let the people who are seeking God come to you, ask questions, and explore. When you look like a bright LED billboard at midnight, the advertisement is often rejected because now this person has been blinded by you trying to get their attention. I hope you get the metaphor. Comment number 2. Not the asshole. It depends on public school, but religious items can be pretty iffy. They can get into trouble for that. Now, if they wanted to distribute these to public or family, that's fine. Just make sure you give them a choice. Depriving them of that choice will make you the asshole. Comment number 3, NTA. It's pretty presumptuous and rude to hand out Bible verse bracelets when not everyone will be of that faith. And it's cringe that the church is trying to recruit and market themselves through the kids. Here's Sheila's thoughts. Not that you're here for them, but here they are anyway. Okay, I understand where a lot of these commenters are coming from. But as a parent who lives in a public school district right smack dab in the middle of the Bible Belt, who welcomes in a group of volunteers, who passes out Bibles and encourages the kids in their spiritual walk, I personally would not be offended if my kid came home with a bracelet with a verse attached, or even the church's information. Is it free advertising for the church? Somewhat. They did have to pay for the bracelets, probably cheap ones, and pay for printing the verses with the church info on it. Pennies on the dollar in regard to advertising funds. But if the kids' home church, meaning the church they regularly attend, and they desire to pass them out, they should be able to. There is nothing more comforting to a kid in church than a familiar face, and if it happens to be one of your friends from school, all the better. First and third graders are likely to not make a stink for getting a bracelet for Valentine's Day, regardless of if the scripture attached or not. If the dad didn't see an issue with it, and he doesn't apparently, but the mom does, that is more of an issue to me. That is one of those me issues, as apparently she does have an issue with it. This is why we are instructed to be equally yoked upon marriage, which they were according to the original poster. The issue isn't the bracelets, or even that the kids brought them home to pass out to their friends. The issue I have is with the mom and her apparent issues with the church. Kids should never be made to feel like they are doing something wrong if they are wanting to share in God's love. And I personally feel like the mom will make a big deal out of it and make the kids feel ashamed of their own potential beliefs. I say potential because at 6 and 8, they're just going through the motions, learning as they go. This is a ticking time bomb just waiting, and sadly, I'm afraid that the family will be split into two. That is my personal opinion here. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Reddick's verdict was not the asshole. Sheila's verdict is KTA, kinda the asshole. And ready for number 2. Am I the asshole for refusing to hand out Valentine's Day cards? Handing out Valentine's Day cards out. Why they put out twice, I don't know. And this is a teacher. I, 24 male, teach 5th grade at a private elementary school. It's a school with a hefty tuition, and all my students are well off, which has meant holiday celebrations tend to be pretty big with things like exchanges, etc. Almost all of my students, except for a few Jehovah's Witnesses, participate in these events. There's no official school rule saying that you have to bring in Valentines for every student, but this is my 3rd year with parents excluding any student. On Friday, I had a parent come in before school starting after she emailed me about giving me the Valentines early because she was busy on Wednesday, and she asked me to hand out Valentines for her daughter on Wednesday. I noticed some of the kids were missing and asked her about it, and she said her daughter did not want to give Valentines to a boy in his group of friends because they were bullies. When I asked her what she meant, she said to ask her daughter. Her daughter said she didn't like the boy because he was weird and a show-off. She's referring to how this boy uses advanced vocabulary when speaking and always gets hundreds. He is autistic and does not purposely boast about grades. When I had a conversation with him about sharing grades a few weeks ago, he seemed to understand. We have also talked to him about trying to not use too much advanced language as it can confuse other students, but he is struggling with that. He also has a tendency to correct students or me when they make a mistake. He's tried not to do that as much, but it's hard with his autism. He's a brilliant kid, very smart, loves to play and talk about basketball, and all of his friends on the basketball team are really sweet and learn a lot from him. I told the mom that I would not exclude kids because they were autistic or friends of an autistic kid. She asked me why I was pandering to the R word. I'm not going to say that, I refuse to. She said that parents should just get him cured. When I explained that there was not a cure for autism, she went on some conspiratorial rant before asking for Valentine's back and said she'd mail them. She also said she'd report me to admin for punishing her daughter for not wanting to be friends with all of her classmates. She's starting to get other parents together to create an effort to add a rule where teachers must hand out Valentines even if they would exclude some kids. I'm wondering if I'm the a-hole here. I'm not gonna lie and say I have no bias, but the boys she doesn't like are much sweeter and more pleasant to be around than her daughter, who's actually a bully. I've had some coworkers tell me I should just give in and that parents protesting this online is only going to make our lives more miserable. AITA? Comment number 1. Original poster, you are not the asshole, and we need more teachers like you. Do not pander to that mother and protect the boy. The way that mother being this ableist is concerning, and if she behaved this way, she is likely doing the same in her own social circle. I pity the daughter learning all this bad behavior from her mom. Comment number 2, NTA. When I was in school, you brought in Valentine cards for every kid in your class. No one got excluded. School's hard enough without kids and their parents trying to treat their classmates poorly. And comment number 3, refusing to deliver exclusionary Valentine cards isn't just about sweets and sentiments. It's a stand for inclusivity and kindness in the face of ignorance. NTA for choosing empathy over ease. And now it's time for Sheila's thoughts. I think as an educator, he did the right thing. That is coming from an educator's perspective, because in school we had a rule. Either bring one for everyone or don't bring one at all. And mind you, I taught preschool, but the rule was across the board. You bring one for everyone or bring nothing. This included birthday invitations, Valentine goodies, Christmas goodies, Easter goodies, and end of the year goodies. We believed in inclusivity, and it was a mutual requirement and respect that was given. I think the mother in this case is an entitled a-hole who does not mind letting the world know it is her way or else. I hope the administration looked at the value of the teacher and not the value of the income that one parent brought into the school. Sometimes, sadly, in these cases, money outshines the doing of the right thing. And anyone who is to say, get the boy cured from something that is not a disease, is purely an a-hole move. More than not, those kids who are diagnosed with autism are high-functioning and extremely intelligent. Reddit's verdict was NTA, and my verdict was the same. Don't be an a-hole this Valentine's Day. If you can afford it, brighten someone's day, whether that be your lover, your kids, your grandkids, or a stranger in line for coffee. We need more people who are willing to show love and kindness more now than ever before. 1 Corinthians 16:14 says, let all that you do be done in love. That comes straight from Scripture and is the wisest thing I've ever heard. On that note, I will let you guys go. I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day tomorrow, and I will see you for the last video in our Valentine's Day 2024 mini-series. See you then. Bye.